Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, there's a white rabbit on the loose and theories are aplenty. We break down all the clues we know so far in this Marvel-level Easter egg. Plus, Triple H has saved Survivor Series. I don't know how, but he did it. And Logan Paul is about to get the ass beating, match of his life. So get into that mystery machine, folks, because we're doing a really crazy ride-along known as episode number 309 of the Kings of the Rings podcast, The White Rabbit, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
Midnight music.
Damn, dude. What a transition. I swear to God you wrote this one this week. Incredible. Hats off to you.
You know, I only wrote about like half of that. The mystery machine part was all ad-libbed at that point.
I figured you're talking about Freddie Prinze Jr. and Velma's twat.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 309, The White Rabbit. Of course, I am your host, King Ricky Rose, along with Will Tarashuk. No K. Murphy. K. Murphy did the most K. Murphy thing possible and lost their voice at an MCR concert in New Jersey.
It's exactly what I expect from the love of my life.
Literally let that sink in. K. Murphy lost their voice at an MCR concert in New Jersey. I couldn't write anything more perfect.
Yeah, dude. Other than like the mystery machine bit.
Which I didn't even write. I
know, incredible.
Didn't even.
Still not over
I should have wrote. Well, it's going to be on recording, so I'll write it down at some point.
Yeah, we can
figure it out. I'll do something. Somebody will put closed caption on the video or something like that. You know, we are live, obviously, on our Kings of the Rings podcast, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Wrestle Addict Radio's YouTube page as well. So hello to everybody who is joining us. To Quan, Sir Charles, Fretz, Kavita.
What up, Charles?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Will's favorite person is Charles.
I do love Charles. I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
I will tell you this. Charles is highly considering going to day one because it's going back to Atlanta again. And that's where he lives. And he was pissed he missed the first one because day one was a fucking banger last year.
It was a great show. It really was. I can't believe how good of a show that was.
Now he's,
with Roman having COVID.
Yeah, with Roman having COVID. So now he's hell-bent on going to day one this year. So we've got a lot to talk about. I know last week was kind of just essentially a reset week for us, as we were just talking and bullshitting about things that we had already talked about before, but Will was back.
Yeah.
However, that's not the case this week because starting last Friday on SmackDown, and it got leaked before, somebody got the balls to do a press conference in Vegas randomly. By the way, Will, did you notice that they said it was open to the fucking public?
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I wonder. Well, I almost said I was just almost thinking. I wonder who set this up, but no, it's Nick Khan. Duh, like obviously.
Yeah, I didn't change the royal fact this week. By the way, I totally forgot.
The Triple G. That's okay. You can use one from last week. I still do love hybrids. The Triple G fight was in Vegas. In Canelo fight this week. So the press is already there. I was just like, damn. Now this is how you work a media scrum. Like, Jesus Christ, TK, take some notes, bruh.
Seriously, like, what a wild, wild time. So this press conference was held, and they kind of.
You gotta rewind a little bit. You gotta rewind a little bit further? Did you watch or hear anything from Roman on Impulsive?
No, I saw that after the press conference. I will.
So yeah, so a few days before. I think last Wednesday or Tuesday or something, Roman Reigns was a guest on Impulsive, as Triple H was a few weeks prior.
Roman Reigns came in like gym shorts and stuff, like like the most unprofessional
gym shorts
ever.
and a t-shirt.
Yeah. Like he just woke up.
Like they were talking, like Logan Paul is kissing his ass a little bit, and like, you know, I'm just trying to be one of the boys in the back, bro. Like, this is what you do. It's really hard, bro. It's difficult. Like, I get it. It's hard. It's a lot of work, and like I want to do this and that. You know, that kind of character. And then they didn't know what a what chant was.
Excuse me?
Yeah. So, like, Roman was talking about, like, controlling the crowd on the promos. He's like, you know, when they're whatting you. And Logan Paul goes, what's a what? And his co-host goes, yeah, what's a what? He didn't know what a what chant was. Like, how Logan Paul, you don't know what a what chant is.
Have they not watched wrestling in the past I don't know, 10 years?
Like ever? Like that, but that's that. Did you notice on Friday he was playing into the what chant?
Yeah. Someone probably told him, dude.
Yeah, because he literally just learned what it is. He wanted to go try it out.
What an idiot.
So I was just like, you know what? I have no problem with him getting a title shot, but when I see shit like that, I'm like, all right, this guy's just a fucking idiot. A really talented idiot.
Yeah, and his brother's facing Anderson Silva and is going to get his ass beat by Anderson Silva.
I don't know, dude. Oh, I really don't know, dude. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in that fight. Very interested to see what's going to happen in that fight. Did you see Le'Veon Bell knock out Adrian Peterson?
I saw Adrian Peterson's son's video.
Oh, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
Fretch, our Canadian correspondent, has said we have breaking news, but until he reveals that, let's continue on with the show. So, we did have the press conference that was kind of also leaked, and like you said, on Impulsive, as soon as Roman left, pretty much,
yeah,
he was like, oh, I could take him. I could take him. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I could probably beat his ass with the title. No,
he was talking shit, which to me, I actually enjoyed that part. I was like, okay, you know, he's in character.
Mm-hmm.
He's hyping himself up. Like, yeah, he's like, hey, listen, I've been doing a Floyd Mayweather. Like, I can handle Roman Reigns. And I think that's the selling point of this feud.
Hence why you do the press conference in Vegas and everything. I get that.
That too. Yeah. Like, honestly, they're doing a very good job at making Logan Paul look credible for Roman Reigns.
Yeah. By the way, before we continue with this Logan Paul and Roman Reigns craziness, according to our Canadian correspondent, who is not at AEW Grand Slam, which we will talk about in a little bit from now, we have a new Ring of Honor champion.
Oh, it's Chris Jericho?
It's Chris fucking Jericho.
Good, that's good. I love that.
Damn,
I love
Claudio cannot catch a break.
Nah, dude, he's a bad champion. Like,
me?
It's not that he's a bad champion. It's like if Ring of Honor is going to get a TV deal, if Ring of Honor is going to be doing something, you know, you need someone who can do media and like be a good champion for TV and stuff like that. And right now, it's Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
it worked for AEW 3 years ago. It's going to work. Like, hopefully, it works again for ROH. I totally understand the book.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. So congratulations to Chris Jericho.
Yeah, it's just business.
The wrestler that will never retire at this point.
Dude, he's the modern day Terry Funk. Like,
I think he is going to be. He's going to replace Terry Funk.
Yeah, like he's just like, fuck it. I'm going to work every in my 50s, except I'm going to be good.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations to Chris on that. Obviously, the press conference was a little bit of a formality between Logan Paul and Roman Reigns.
Dana White? What if Dana White was just in the middle? God, it looks like
him. Yeah, that's definitely Trips.
That's Triple H.
Definitely Trips.
Oh, sorry.
Did you not see?
From afar on the Skype, it looked like Dana White.
Yeah, that's definitely Trips. It was interesting. I didn't see all of it because I did stream it live, but I did see the clips that they, obviously spewed everywhere.
It was a good shove.
Great shove. I loved how Logan called him out. I was like, you know what? That's something that would probably get under Roman's skin. It's like, oh, you're big time now. You have your advocate talking for you. How come you can't talk to me? I'm right here. He's gonna sit here like a little bitch. I was like, you know what? It's a good selling point.
Honestly, I think this is so genius because we're finally going to get what everyone wants to see.
Logan Paul get his ass beat.
Everyone wants to see Logan get his ass beat. Everyone wants to see him get destroyed, which it's going to be a competitive match, but it's going to happen. It's interesting. It's in Saudi Arabia. I'm interested to see how the fans react to him in Saudi Arabia. Do they know who Logan Paul is? They allowed that kind
I don't even know. As soon as I was like, they're going to do it. I was like, that seems kind of weird. And then I really started thinking about how big, and you forget. And I think when you're in the wrestling world, you forget from an outsider's perspective how big the Logan Paul and the Paul Brothers franchise is. Like, and how much money they've made. Self-made people. How much money they've made outside.
Yeah, they're incredible entrepreneurs.
Yeah, outside of WWE. Like, putting their fighting stuff aside, they are the elite of social media, social media entrepreneurs and icons, whatever you want to call it. And then you look at the power of WWE and the way that they're able to market across the entire world, and you have the person who has been on a 2-year high and the number one rated person in the PWI 500, Roman Reigns, and I put that all together and I go, they're gonna make a fuck ton of money off of this shit.
Oh yeah, dude, and kids, people younger than me, I'm probably just out of this demographic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of people WWE's trying to target now. and that's who they're getting.
Because they know
Logan
Paul, and they're going to say, "I want to see Logan Paul." Not only that, but
it's also like, War Games with Survivor Series. Like Triple H, I think Triple H does have his finger on the pulse with that younger generation, which is really weird to say because he's like 50 as well.
Yeah, but he also has 3 daughters.
He also has 3 daughters. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely discovered who Bad Bunny was through his daughter.
And he was like, "Somebody research me Bad Bunny." Oh shit, he's the #1 artist in the fucking world. Sign him. Vince, it'll work. What? Vince, it'll work. and it worked.
And it worked.
It worked.
But people are really upset that Logan's getting this title shot, to which I say, remember how like 2 weeks ago I told you Saudi's just a glorified house show?
Yeah.
Well, this is a great main event for a house show.
Also, you got to feed him something. He's clearly not going to be on Extreme Rules.
Yeah, like I mean, you think the belt's gonna? You think Roman's gonna drop the belt? No, it's just I think this is a great call for Saudi. Now, if this happened in London or the Carter show, yeah, I would be a little upset. I could see the concern, totally, because that's a little different. Or if even if it main evented Extreme Rules, I'd be like, okay, a little weird.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, I think is the perfect place to do it. I really do.
They what I will say is they have done a better job of weaving storylines out of the Saudi show and into the Saudi show. Like that was it the Hell in a Cell match that Seth did with Edge last year, which was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I think so.
You also had the Goldberg's best match, like Goldberg and Lashley killing each other in Saudi. They have done a better job of weaving storylines and making Crown Jewel something that you kind of have to watch, because their matches have been really good. It's just one of those things that a lot of the time earlier on in the contractual obligation to Crown Jewel and Saudi and everything, it was a show that you could miss because you're like, oh, this means nothing. Like Braun Strowman won the Greatest Royal Rumble, no one cares.
Cool. No, the shows have progressively gotten better each and every single time.
Yeah. So, and this is probably going to be their highest rated one because you have somebody who's globally known as Logan Paul and Roman Reigns.
It's still a dirtbag country though.
Yeah.
Government. People, I'm sure the people and the citizens are lovely. The fans have also been really great at those shows.
The fans have gotten.
They're into it, and they're a great crowd. They're a great crowd.
Yeah,
shitty government.
Yeah, they're a great crowd. I love their arena setups. They're like fucking massive.
Dude, like, what do they use these stadiums for? There's like 6 of them.
That's what I'm wondering for too. Like, I don't know, but it's happening. It's happening. I'm going to be interested to see how much Roman is going to work Logan Paul through this match. Because we all...
Oh, completely.
Because Roman's not known for being the best worker. Like, he can work. John Cena wasn't known for being the best worker either. But Roman could work probably if he needed to. I want to see how much he's going to put Logan Paul's wrestling acumen to the test. Dude,
match. I would disagree. I'd say Roman's a phenomenal worker. He's slow. He takes his time.
Well, the best people are slow. Undertaker was a slow worker.
Yeah. No, I mean, like his matches are the best matches on the card. I think from a storytelling perspective.
I think storytelling working can be a little bit nuanced, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's not gonna do a 450. He's not gonna jump over the top rope that much.
No.
He doesn't fucking have to, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't need your pomp and circumstance to get over. His matches are better than yours because he's slow and he's character driven and it's story based. Like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
A wrestling match isn't supposed to be athletics. It's supposed to be storytelling.
Yeah, I think the best example of that. Remember his Hell in a Cell match with Jay?
Yeah. Outstanding.
It was Oscar worthy.
Yeah, technically it was garbage. But in storytelling, it's more memorable than any match we're going to see on Grand Slam tonight.
Yeah, it told a beautiful story.
Yeah. So I would disagree with that. Roman's a phenomenal worker. I guess it depends how you define work.
Mm-hmm. But I'm interested to see how much he's going to put, Logan Paul through the ringer here. Because this is, honestly, we can say we won. Logan Paul showed out at WrestleMania, which was very surprising. It was surprising he was able to do it again at SummerSlam, their 2 biggest shows that they do. And now they're like, all right, you are literally throwing a celebrity to the wolves in Roman Reigns and seeing if he can swim. This is pretty much his make or break moment. I know he signed the contract, but if he has a shit performance here against Roman, fuck that contract.
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna do great. Listen, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But this guy boxed Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? I don't think pressure's a big deal.
I don't think pressure's a big deal for him either. His first wrestling match ever was at WrestleMania in front of 80,000 people.
You know how many times the internet tried to cancel this kid?
Yeah.
You know how much pressure that is like, to stick around and just push through it? He's going to be just fine. And he's super athletic. I mean, the kid's
athletic.
Really talented. And I shit you not, dude. I heard this is a joke on the Mat Men, but I really want to see it now because I think it's brilliant. Mm-hmm. I want to see him and Bad Bunny at WrestleMania in LA.
Fuck it. I would love the Battle of the two best celebrity wrestlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it celebrity deathmatch.
That needs to happen. Yeah, dude. Like, hell yeah, dude. I think it's incredible. I would love to see that match because they're two legitimate stars.
Yeah.
They're two huge names, and they do have the ring work to back it up. Now, who's going to carry that match? That's a really, really good question. Probably Fit Finlay. He's going to write it out word for word on what to do.
I'm still trying my hardest, to be honest with you, to get to Mania in LA. It's just the prices are so fucking expensive. It is really difficult.
Like, if I can't, I definitely cannot afford it.
It is really difficult to get out there because I feel like they are going to put on a spectacle at that stadium. That stadium is primed for a mega event. I mean, these motherfuckers are already going to have a national championship in the Olympics. Like, all the major events are going to SoFi in the next 5 years.
Yeah, dude, so. I gotta get to LA too. I mean, hey, man, all the people are leaving the state. They gotta do something to try and bring them back. They're like, hey, we have entertainment. Remember? Don't worry about the tents outside the stadium. Those are just for decoration. No, don't move into their property. Stop you under arrest.
Don't drink our water. Don't drink our water. Don't drink our water. Bottled only. We're on a drought.
Don't step on the needles. There might still be fentanyl in there.
Yeah, just don't go through Hollywood. My God, don't go through Hollywood ever at all. So Roman Reigns, Logan Paul setting up for Crown Jewel, which is going to be a couple of weeks after Extreme Rules, which is pretty wild in of itself.
Halloween weekend?
No, Crown Jewel is November 5th.
November 5th, so the weekend after.
No, Extreme Rules is October 20 something.
No, Crown Jewel is in November, so it's the weekend after Halloween.
Yes, weekend after Halloween. Yes. It's my sister's birthday.
Right, I'll be on. Yeah. I'm missing. When's Extreme Rules? The 16th, you said?
It's like the 20th or something like that. It's like a week or so before.
No, the 20th. The 20th of October is like a Wednesday.
I think it's the 22nd, I believe.
22nd. The 22nd is a Saturday. I'm flying out to Vegas that day. So I'll watch it from the hotel room.
I think it's like the 22nd or something like that. I don't know. Someone check to tell me when Extreme Rules is, because I am totally just throwing at the wall.
Yeah, I just go to a bar, like, I'll give you my Peacock login if I can watch Extreme Rules. But trust me, the bar's gonna love it. I don't care if it's a country gay bar. I'm gonna put it on.
They might have it on, dude. Vegas is a wild time, so be careful out there.
Oh yeah, I wonder if I can bet.
You might be able to.
Go to the sports book, like, what do I got on Extreme Rules? Put $1,000 on it. I know he's not wrestling. Just do it.
I honestly, though, now that I think about it, this is just me going off the, shooting from the hip at the moment. That might have been the reason they switched to Philly instead of Vegas. Maybe for WrestleMania 40.
Gambling?
I think WWE wanted to probably get profits from the gambling, and Vegas was probably like, no. There's probably some hold up to it. And WWE was like, all right, you know what? We're just going to go to fucking Philly.
Well, so how would that work? So,
know.
like, if since you bet on football, right? Does Vegas have to pay the NFL for that?
I don't know. The NFL was really against ever going to Vegas because of the gambling thing, but the reason that the NFL is as successful as it is because of gambling, which is the
great irony.
Yeah, it's the great irony of it all.
Dude, I swear to God, dude, WWE is this close to like being able to bet on like football. Because right now it's just they have a partnership with DraftKings. Like, guys, we could make so much money because technically we can rig it.
Yeah.
But you know what, dude? People like dumbasses like me would still bet on it.
Like, you know what? I can do this.
Yeah, I can do this. Yeah, fuck yeah, I can do this. Yep. Hell yeah, dude. I would be putting $1,000 per pay-per-view. I'm not even kidding.
Probably make a solid 400.
Dude, I'd make money. I probably would make a solid $400 or $500.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Obviously, it's fucking wrestling. You know what? There's thousands of people like me who will probably think like me, and they were probably all wrong.
Yeah, probably. Absolutely. So yeah,
I would do crazy parlays, dude. Heels are winning every single match, $300. I just won $10 million. Thank you.
I bet you that's the holdup. They probably want. It's probably a cash thing with the betting and stuff. They probably want. I'm assuming WWE probably wants a percentage of whatever's bet on WrestleMania that year.
Yeah, dude, like I would imagine casinos have to pay like the NFL, the MLB, the rights to use their property to make money off of.
I'm assuming so.
Right? It's like if you want to be able to, your casino wants to be able to bet on my property, pay up, motherfucker, because the NFL is technically a property.
You can literally charge 1%, like a 1% tax, like the NFL, and they probably make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, they only win. They only
exactly,
win. Because if they lose, it's like, well, sorry.
That is very true. So there's a lot going to be going on in the fall, which is really funny because WWE and wrestling in general is usually on a downward slope in the fall because of football. But you have Extreme Rules. You go from Extreme Rules in a couple of weeks to Crown Jewel. Then you go from Crown Jewel to it's really like the downer of all the big fours, which is Survivor Series. And it usually is a downer until Monday happens.
Also, quick sidebar. Yeah. Fuck you for telling me to bench CD Lamb. If I put him in, I would have won.
Really? Well, I didn't know they were going to play that well.
He got 15 points,
I didn't know.
I would have won.
I didn't know their backup was going to show up.
You know what I put in? Another guy from Detroit, and he got fucking 0.
They played good at that game.
I know. He got 0 points. I was so mad. Listen, they got like 40 points. I had their tight ends and their other wide receiver. I got 12 points total.
That's surprising.
Yeah, very surprising. Very angry. I also should have played Jared Goff. I benched him for Joe.
Well, that's your fault.
That just makes sense. If I played Jared Goff, I would have won too.
Fair enough. All right, and like I said, we had Crown Jewel, we have Extreme Rules, then
War Games, baby.
We have Survivor Series, which, like I said, is usually a downer because it's the same shit all the time, and there's no creativity. But that was when Vince McMahon was in charge. Triple H, on the other hand, said, I don't care about how William Regal's Survivor Series is turning into War Games. It is confirmed that Survivor Series this year in Will's home city of Boston, Massachusetts, will have 2 War Games matches, a men's and a women's War Games match, and to which I impulsively called Will and said, what are you doing this Saturday after Thanksgiving?
Having Thanksgiving too with my parents and my girlfriends. Yuck.
Because I was like, we may need to go to the TD Garden. And honestly, I looked at it and there are some sweet tickets that are really affordable.
I would 1,000% do it if I
know. I do not need your mom getting mad at me for stealing you from her because we need to go to a wrestling event.
She's like, you can only not come home for Thanksgiving when you're married. Like, as soon as you're married, you can stop going home for Thanksgiving. If I was just like, what about wrestling?
Very true. So what's interesting about the Survivor Series War Games thing, one, it's fucking awesome. Will and I have been to a War Games. It's amazing.
Yeah, we saw Io Shirai almost die.
Yeah, we saw
and then we saw Adam Cole
almost
die.
Yeah. With Britt Baker in the crowd. We saw the return of NXT Kevin Owens, which was the what a pop!
God,
what a pop!
He was he might have been happier then and now. He was second happy. That was the happiest moment of his career until he made advantage in WrestleMania with Steve.
Pretty much.
Like that's a close number.
And
2.
now he's back tag teaming with Johnny Gargano like he's on the Indies again. And their tag team known as Panda Express is technically back.
Dude, I can't wait to the swerve. They do that turn. It's just Ciampa, Gargano all over again, except it's Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, that should be the WrestleMania match.
KO versus Gargano?
Yeah, dude, you just have them like tag team into like Survivor Series.
Have them win they should take the titles off the Usos.
Yeah. Ooh.
Just saying. I don't know about that. Just saying.
I think if they did, I was thinking this afternoon DIY could take them off, but I think you're not. Right.
They're not there yet for DIY. You need a lot. You need to get Ciampa away from Miz, and they're not there yet.
Yeah, and they're already in the program. But dude, I think KO Gargano, if it really does take off, and that KO turn,
magnifique, magnifique,
dude, and that feud would be outstanding.
Yeah.
and it's fresh. Like as much as I want to see Ciampa Gargano again, I want to see the same feud, but I want to see a feud, right? I want to see that kind of level of feud with Gargano.
Yeah.
And I think Kevin Owens would just pull it off better because it's fresh.
You know they'll steal the show at Mania, wherever they're placed too.
Yeah, it's a fresh coat of
because
paint.
they're also they're both storytelling geniuses.
Yeah, and there's the history there. I think that'd be phenomenal. You know, having the tag belts like a Survivor Series, whatever, carry it to Rumble, then like lose it at Rumble, and then just do the turn there.
Exactly. So back to War Games. Here's what's really interesting about this: we're gonna have men's and women's War Games. It's gonna be fantastic. But not only that, Triple H said, I guess on a conference call or whatever he confirmed it to, he said it's not going to be your traditional Raw versus SmackDown War Games. Like, so they're not going to say, hey, we're bringing in War Games, it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown. That's what everybody thinks. He says, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that traditional 5-on-5 or whatever. The War Games matches and the War Games participants are going to be based on whatever the story is. So it's going to be storyline-driven matches.
Wait, so are they not doing the elimination tag matches anymore?
I don't believe so.
They was replacing. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's been a tradition. Wow.
That's what. Yeah, he said. So it's not going to be the classic 5-on-5 like it was before. It's War Games replacing those.
That's wow.
Yeah.
He's just like, yo, fuck this tradition.
Pretty much. I mean, Survivor Series is a glorified house show anyways, and the only way you're going to make Survivor Series literally a reputable Big Four, because we've been talking about for years, how do you save Survivor Series? And the initial idea was bring in NXT, and that saved it for a year.
Yeah, it was good for a year.
It was good for a year, and then you went back to the same shit as before. But if you add War Games to the mix and make it like essentially the most extreme of the Big Fours, that'll save Survivor Series. You know, and so not only that, but I do believe, Will, if you can confirm or not, we know War Games is coming back, but is it true? Is it true that Fight Pit is also coming as well?
That is coming. The Fight Pit. I forget. I forget what the Fight Pit match is. Is that the Lion's Den?
It's all right. So when we saw the Fight Pit, it is similar to the Lion's Den.
It was like Raw Underground.
It was. It should have been a Raw Underground match. So what I remember the Fight Pit being, they did an NXT once, and I remember Kurt Angle's like the special referee. So it's essentially, it's a cage. It's what you would have ever wanted as a cage. So there's no door. There's like essentially like a catwalk on the top where you could walk around the top.
Oh, that's NXT did
NXT did it. And remember, you raved about it.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a great cage match.
It's a great cage match. And
wasn't Riddle in one?
Riddle wasn't the only one. He won because he won the feud.
Who was he up against again?
I totally forgot, but I remember.
Was it Keith? Wasn't Keith Lee?
No.
Wasn't Priest?
Wasn't.
Dijakovic? No.
Oh, I forgot. Someone knows he was in the.
Karrion Kross, maybe?
It wasn't Kross.
No.
But I remember he was. I forgot who it was, but essentially, the rule was your opponent either submits or they get KO'd.
Yes. Perfect. That is what every cage match should be, period.
It was either you submit or KO, and, Angle was there just to make sure that nothing dirty happened, but it was essentially what it was. It was a great fucking match. I remember having my concerns about how it would look aesthetically, because there was a lot of scaffolding around the original cage.
Wasn't there no audience too?
There was a no audience one too, yeah. But so
maybe they just get rid of the scaffolding.
Yeah, because they were also able to use camera angles to go overhead.
Yeah.
In the Fight Pit, which was a great visual.
That's probably what they do. They'll probably get rid of the scaffolding and just make it like it's a wider, up top. It's a wider portion of the cage. Maybe put some weapons up there or something. I know you what to do. They'll do regular steel cage. There's gonna be barbed wire on the top.
Potentially, or just have a cage without a fucking door, because they obviously have a cage without a door. Like, they proved that they have that available to them.
Yeah, that it's possible. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah.
The door is just so stupid. It's just
I know
melodrama.
you made it a door.
It's melodrama. It's like, oh, I think what's gonna happen? He opened the door, and he's like, I gotta walk slow to get out of this fucking.
You know
thing.
what I want to see one day, because this would be totally. It should have totally been a KO move, but it was ever in a cage match. I want KO to like squash somebody, or like how he squashed Sami Zayn, like the first time they went up against each other in NXT in a cage match, and I just want him to just walk out of the cage, and that's how he wins.
and just walk out.
Because that's a KO heel move.
Yeah, although Braun Strowman throwing him off the top through the announcer's
That
table,
was
and that's
funny.
how KO won.
That was really funny,
dude. I was just like, all right, that's incredible. It's honestly, it's a cage match finish I've always wanted to see. Now that I see it, I was like, that wasn't how I was supposed to react, but I'm glad I reacted this way.
Oh, we have new AEW tag champs too. So Fretz, who are they as we keep on going? So
the Acclaimed, baby.
Did they really pull the trick on the Acclaimed?
Yeah, dude, the Acclaimed fucking rock, man. I love the Acclaimed. I've been an Acclaimed fan since day one. All you bandwagons can get off my dick.
Oh man, we know Swerve's mad then. So we have Survivor Series, which is now going to be a big thing. Like I am now heavily considering going to Survivor Series on some crazy road trip shit. It was like 4 hours to Boston, Will?
Scissor me, champs.
Will, was it 4 hours to Boston?
Yeah, 4 and change, depending when you leave.
Okay, fair enough. That's doable.
If you leave during the afternoon,
Probably not.
It's going to take 4:45. If you leave around 7 o'clock, well, for you, yeah, probably around 7:30, you'll be fine because you got to take Throng's Neck to the 95.
Yeah, if I do go, I will figure it out. I would need to have somebody to ride with. So Survivor Series seemed like a giant deal these days. It was absolutely crazy. But let's move over to NXT, which also has some crazy stuff going on as well. Oh, I love that new logo. I still haven't figured out the rest of it, but I love the new logo. So coming up, also in October, well, guess what's coming back? Halloween Havoc, of course.
Of course, love that. Love that.
NXT Halloween Havoc. It's never the same without Shotzi hosting, though. Shotzi hosting that Halloween Havoc was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yes. However, on NXT last week, Shawn Michaels became the bearer of bad news.
What the fuck? Hey, what the fuck happened here? Why?
I don't know why they did this, as I would have loved to have seen him with the belt, but they essentially stripped Solo Sikoa of the North American title.
All right, pause. I had this thought this afternoon when I was watching SmackDown. Yeah. Dude, Solo Sikoa looks like what Taz's kid should look like.
He looks like a fat Uso twin.
He is. He looks like Taz though.
Somewhat.
Like, with the black towel.
Oh
like
yeah,
the
towel.
The towel, the skin complexion, the face. It's not the hair. It's just not the hair.
Okay,
it's Rikishi's hair. But he kind of looks like Taz. He's short. Like next time you look at him, you're gonna see Taz. I promise.
I'm probably gonna curse you out too. And I like watching.
Yeah.
Like,
but why, dude? Why take the belt off him? Like, why not have that belt on both brands?
That's what I thought. I mean, they defended it on SmackDown.
Yeah, like it's just like, dude, I do not want exposure for NXT.
Yeah, it's like so. Remember when we did the Survivor Series build and they defended the NXT title on SmackDown, and it was no, they didn't defend. My fault. But they had the NXT. No, they did have an NXT title.
No, he was Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, and Daniel Bryan.
And that's what
it was. It was a Daniel Bryan. Please don't leave us.
Yeah, and they put on a fucking classic.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
of course.
They put on an absolute classic. Why not just do that? Because I know that helped NXT's ratings. It's a great match.
Dude, it's a damn shame, Adam. He's probably like
fucker. Yeah.
How many years did I say? Fuck.
So they stripped Solo Sikoa, but the one thing that they do best, Halloween Havoc, is going to feature, lo and behold, what the North American title does best, a multi-man ladder match to determine the new champion. And for some reason, with the North American title, every time they do a multi-man ladder match to crown a new champion, it's absolutely fucking amazing. Because they did it at Stand and Deliver at WrestleMania this past year. They did the first ever North American title match we were there for was a ladder match.
Yeah, that's just kind of what you do.
And that's absolutely bonkers. There's qualifying matches for it. So that's going on with Halloween Havoc. But also, lo and behold, now that NXT and NXT UK have also merged, we figured we saw all the NXT UK people show up. However, there was one more person missing from NXT UK that finally showed up at the end of NXT last night, and that is the pastiest motherfucker ever. Ilia Dragon has finally showed up in NXT. You may remember Ilia Dragon from his absolute classics with the man formerly known as Walter from the NXT UK title. So
Yeah, you may remember his chest being the same color as that crowd lighting.
So Ilia Dragon is here. He came back to a huge pop. He is assumingly going to be the next opponent for Braun Breaker. And I swear to God, I really hope he takes the title off of Braun, because I like Braun, but he's so one dimensional. I need him to lose and get more character. To be completely honest.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, because I also think the NXT UK guys are great. Like, the main event last night was Tyler Bate versus JD McDonough, or Jordan Devlin, as you know him, or some people also know him as Evil Finn Balor, because it's a square head.
I did think it was Finn Balor.
He does. He looks like Evil Finn. He looks like Evil Finn.
Does look Evil Finn.
But they put on a fucking class, and they are great wrestlers. And I'm glad that these guys are finally going to get the spotlight on them now that they're going to be on more of a mainstream program as NXT is. Until, NXT Europe gets off and running. That is, even if they return to NXT Europe, which they probably will for a little bit, to kick it off, and then it'll be doing its own thing. But these guys are too good to not be seen, especially Tyler Bate. And they've had Tyler Bate since he was like fucking 21. So he's about to get that, that rise into getting into his prime, which is a good thing. So Ilia Dragunov is NXT. NXT's about to become must-watch again. I will tell you that. Well, that's the feeling I have.
I know.
You just let it happen. Just let it happen.
I know.
Or you'll start watching again when Triple H brings back TakeOver, because the rumor is Triple H is going to bring back TakeOver.
I'll definitely watch the takeover. That's what you're saying. I mean, if there's a takeover, I'm gonna watch it. I don't need to watch regular TV. But honestly, dude, that's how you get me back. That's how you get That's how you get everybody.
You know what I would do if I was Triple H too, and this will end our NXT talk for a little bit. Tyler Bate was 19 on his WWE debut. Thank you, Jaquan. Yeah, they've had Tyler Bate for a long time now. But if I was Triple H, I'd be like, we're gonna go back to basics, NXT TakeOver, and we're gonna do it in Brooklyn, where it really blew up and started. I'd go full sale again?
I'd go full sale. Go back.
Are they allowed to go to full sale again, or
go to a small, like one of those college venues like that, like a Full Sail? Get that atmosphere, dude. You need a dedicated hot crowd. Because I'm telling you, like, if they actually, I think Triple H's plan is, I think it makes total sense. You bring back a takeover because people are going to watch. Of course. Right? People are going to be interested. Of course. And then if it's good, some of them are going to watch your program. Most people will probably just think, okay, that was good, or whatever. If they have a good impression, then they'll watch the next one. I'm going to be a fan who watches takeovers. If that happens, it's takeover to takeover, because you don't really need to watch the rest. Yeah. But one day, a takeover is going to be so good, those TV ratings are just going to go million out of nowhere, and they're never going to look back. I think that's totally possible. You start by that, bringing back takeovers.
Yeah, takeover is going to be an absolute wild time whenever it does come back, and I feel like it's going to be a major event.
Yeah, dude, I'm not missing a takeover. Yeah. Never.
Before we move over to AEW and Grand Slam and all,
I love this picture.
I figure that's why I put it here. I put it here just for you.
You need to send me this picture.
I will actually.
Do it right now, dude. That is my desktop background tonight.
I definitely can do it for you at some point. But yeah, what are your?
This is excellent.
I didn't. What are your?
I need to go full screen on YouTube. This is just excellent. What a picture.
What are your feelings? Like, I think.
No. What is she whispering to him? No. What is she whispering to him?
I
like it when we did it. He's like, I know.
Is she saying like,
go the distance?
You're catching tonight.
If you build it, I will come.
Or is
Buddy likes it when Buddy likes to watch.
I was gonna say don't tell Buddy, but that one's better. I was bringing.
Maybe tonight I'll call you Bobby.
Ironically, this was like 2 seconds away for it was 2 seconds away from being the show cover, actually.
you fucked up, dude. Yeah, I'm
no, the upper
right
one's
now.
the upper one's so much better.
No, dude, this one is it's dynamite, dude. That is the picture. This is the picture. I'm gonna get this framed and put it above my bed. Like, this is a family portrait. I don't even know what this picture is, but it is the fucking greatest thing I have ever seen.
Oh my god.
The memes you could make with that photo.
It looks like an old, like, freaking cologne commercial from the 90s.
It's just gonna say, eat fresh underneath.
Polo by Ralph Lauren.
I pooped today. Like, anything under this and it'll work.
Yeah, if I was Dominic, I would frame this and put it on his bed. Like, whoever's future wife would be like, babe, who's that? Don't worry about it.
That is a pure fucking legend. Let's get matching tattoos.
Oh my
if you're just
God.
on audio, I apologize greatly.
Yeah, it is the black and white for everybody who's on audio. It's the black and white photo of Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley whispering into Dominic's ear, and Dominic trying to look all posh with his guy liner and tattoos and shit. And I wanted to use this as a segue to talk about what are your thoughts on Judgment Day, but apparently Will just loves this because of the photo.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love Evil Dom. I loved last week when they had his promo and they faded into just a different angle of his face. I was like, dude, what a heel. I love the Eddie Guerrero mullet.
The Eddie mullet's crazy.
He's missing one thing. He's
What?
gotta start screaming, "Excuse me." He's gotta take Vicky's gimmick, man. Mommy.
Honestly, here's the crazy thing. Is Vicky still under contract with AEW? Like, what is Vicky doing
She
right now?
She is.
She is? Damn it. I was gonna say bring Vicky back for her storyline. But she's still under contract. That would suck.
Rhea's whispering.
I mean, that does
Rhea's
suck.
whispering, "Can I fuck your sister?"
I don't get what is it with Rhea Ripley and Buddy Murphy both being Australian queens? Like, what is with them and fucking up the Mysterio household?
Dude, this is just it's an amazing picture. And I don't know who I like more in it, Dom or Rhea.
I think it's Rhea for you.
Dude, I think it's Dom. I'm not gonna lie. He looks outstanding.
I won't be surprised if you recreate this photo with your girlfriend.
Dude, I might need to put this on a t-shirt. Can we sell this on t-shirts in our store?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Why?
I don't know. It might be intellectual property of the photographer.
Fuck, you might be right. I say we
Although, if it's not watermarked, how can they say?
I say we do it anyway. Because this picture is it's outstanding.
Because like I have to look at the photo a little bit more in depth. If I can't find a watermark, there might be a little bit of a leeway.
I say we do it. I'll put it on socks. I'll put it on underwear, bed sheets, a flask, a backpack.
We can put it on like the giant fleece comforter that we sell.
Yes. Oh hell yeah.
Oh no, we can make a canvas print of it.
Yes. I got a 12 by 18 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You make a canvas print of it. It'll be fucking great.
It's Dom. I love Evil Dom, dude. Emo Dom. He was getting such heat on Raw.
It's because they were in fucking Anaheim.
They booed him out of the. What's that mean?
They were Anaheim, Los Angeles. They were close to where he lived or where he's from in San Diego, 619.
Oh.
SoCal area.
Oh, okay.
Although I'm pretty accurate about that with my California geography. Although somebody might correct me on that. Anyway, but yeah, and I tweeted this out, which got a lot of retweets. I was just like, they should have had Dom turn heel in Southern California, like San Diego. So, like, can you imagine if he turned heel on his father in their home state and in their home, like in SoCal?
I found it. Oh my god, this picture's even better on my phone.
So I don't need to send it to you?
No, well, hang on. Let me visit. Yeah, I got it. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Amazing. So what are we talking about?
You went on a rant about this. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Dominic joining Judgment Day? And I think you hit the nail on the head here because it's good. I like he's doing well with the heat that he's getting. Um, the only thing I need from them, it is an album cover to Quan. The only thing I need from them essentially is I need them to win a fucking title of some
Yes.
sort.
Yeah, they are better. They are much better.
Yeah.
But
Oh man, that is the greatest line. Saquon's got the line for this meme.
get
Get
pegged
pegged
or
or
cry
cry
tried.
trying.
Uh
Although what I did see that they kind of set the roots for in wrestling is Finn and AJ about to go at it.
yeah, that's good as well.
Which I was like, thank God AJ's doing
I
something.
mean, dude, what title could they win?
I
They can't take the tag belts. They can't
They're
take it.
not
They
big
can't
enough.
take a main belt. They can't take the IC title because on Raw. And we're gonna take it off Bobby Lashley.
They're gonna steal the North American Championship.
Dude, I mean
Go down to NXT.
I don't know, man. You're right. They do need something.
They need something.
They need something to they need something to fight for, and they have nothing to fight for other than just
Yeah, because it's just being bitter
Yeah.
at this point. Just being absolutely bitter. But let's move on. AEW Grand Slam is going on right now. Obviously, Jericho is the new ROH champion. Swerve and Our Glory lost the tag titles. The Acclaimed are new tag champions. There are a couple other matches tonight. Obviously, the unification of the women's title in a fatal four-way. We have Toni Storm, Sierra Deeb, Athena, Britt Baker, and then also Tupac, as I call him, the All-Atlantic champion, Pac, and the Trios champions, aka Tupac. Pac is going up against Orange Cassidy, but the big match of the night, obviously, is we have our Grand Slam Tournament champions to crown a new champion for the vacated CM Punk championship, and I will never say that name properly on the show again because he's probably getting fired. John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson, which apparently is going to be the legit main event. So who do you have in this one, Will?
Um, I got Bryan Danielson. I mean, Moxley was supposed to be on vacation, and
He probably got called back because Punk was being an asshole.
yeah, he got called back, and I think he's going to take a little bit of time off, and I think Danielson deserves the belt. I think I saw the irony. It's like on a tweet the other day. It was like, wow, the irony. CM Punk gets mad and leaves the company, and then Daniel Bryan comes and wins the title in 3 straight decades. And I was just like, wow.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I think,
Brilliant.
I mean, this company has heat on it right now, at least from me, and I think from a lot of people.
Yeah.
We
need to put on a good show.
I think they will. I think
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson's the right person to put the belt on and kind of bring the company into something new.
The only thing I wish this was, because if Grand Slam's going to be a thing, and I looked at the setup, because I know you were there last year, I know you said the setup was great, and the crowd was great, but if Grand Slam's going to be a yearly thing, don't call it Dynamite Grand Slam, make it an actual premium live event or something like that.
Yeah.
I get it being on TV, and that's cool and all, because oh, look at the various arenas that we have, but make it worth your while.
Well,
you're getting right off the heat of the U.S. Open, which was great and everything. The setup for Arthur Ashe Stadium and the whole complex is a beautiful complex, from what I've heard. Make it a weekend. Make it Grand Slam weekend. Make it a big deal. That's me from a business. Make it a big deal. Make more money off of this than you would just making it a regular.
why didn't
TV
you have
show.
All Out here?
Or something?
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
Something.
yeah, but then again, dude, I think they're concerned about their TV ratings because with Warner Discovery buying out Warner Brothers,
They have to show that they're still doing well.
well, not they are doing well. Ratings, they are doing
Ratings wise,
well.
yeah.
They're pretty much like the number 3 show on Wednesday nights
Yeah.
on cable, which isn't saying much, but in that realm, it means everything.
Yeah.
So I think they're more concerned about trying to secure a good TV deal.
I see what you mean.
And like that is important, but also a big problem. And this is something Andrew Zinger was talking about the other day on Mad Men. A big problem that these wrestling companies have is like WWE benefits greatly because it's on Hulu the next day.
Yeah.
Like the next day it's on Hulu. That's huge because people don't really watch live TV anymore. They mostly watch it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't watch Mandalorian live. I don't watch Game of Thrones live. I don't watch New Lord of the Rings live. I watch it the next day, the next few days. I don't watch wrestling live. I don't watch anything live.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think most people don't watch things live unless it's sports. So that being on a service the next day is so fucking important. Like WWE needs to be on. Like I don't know why that's not a thing already. Like duh, dude, it needs to be available on Peacock the next day. It's just more people are gonna watch.
It's contractual, I believe. It was the same thing with when they had their own network. They had to wait you have to wait an X amount of time before most shows can be on there. For some reason, it's a weird thing. But I will tell you this: when I got back into wrestling from my 8 to 10 year hiatus from watching wrestling, the way I started watching it is I watched Hulu. Like I went to a grad school class on Tuesday mornings. And then Tuesday afternoon, during lunch, I would Hulu Raw or Hulu SmackDown and see what the fuck was going on. And that's how I got back into it again until I started actually watching live. But it's a great way to segue in. To segue back into wrestling. And I think it's a good thing for everybody. But I wouldn't be surprised because Peacock is actually making a push to get all of their content back.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if WWE leaves Hulu and now they get, be instantaneous watching it the next day back on Peacock, or at least a shortened version of it. I think the issue with the live TV thing or whatever it was, and that's how Hulu got away with it, because when you watch Hulu for Raw or SmackDown, you're not getting the whole event. You're getting just the bigger talking points.
Yeah, dude, I do love Hulu Raw when it's just an hour and a half. Dude, it trims the fat. It trims all the fat, and it's the best, dude. It's the fucking best.
Sort of rule. I think there's some sort of rule you can't show the live the actual whole show.
Yeah, no, TV has the rights, but doesn't Peacock own USA?
Yes.
So at least have Raw the next day. SmackDown because of Fox, you can't. That's a good.
You can't.
Zary did make that point. I should have mentioned that. Yeah, that's. You can't. Yeah, you gotta wait till that TV deal's up, and then it's a bidding war all over again.
Yeah, which is going to happen in about 2 years from now.
Yeah, which they're positioned to probably make $2 billion. Because by that, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy to me how the old way. I'm gonna go on a rant about media right now. The old way of media just can't fucking die. It's almost like the less people watch it, the more money it's worth.
More valuable it becomes.
Because without those ad revenues from TV, they don't exist. Like cable news, cable networks, they're gone without ad revenue from TV. It just doesn't exist. So they gotta just hold on to what they can before but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they're gone. They're fucked. Because those cable no one really. I know Ricky used to have cable, but
yes, I do.
Most people don't. It's
literally only for Impractical Jokers, to be completely honest.
And Impractical Jokers is on HBO Max.
Yeah, but still, it's good. It's good nothing stuff to be on, and also the Yes Network doesn't have a streaming service just
right.
yet. So,
but it's crazy how something that's gonna be so unpopular and downtrending is gonna be more and more valuable. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. In 2010, TNA was getting 2-3 million viewers a week, and that was considered bad. You know what Raw and SmackDown would do for 3 million viewers a week today?
Yeah, they
and the product is worth tenfold.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
I can't.
How does that make sense?
I'm not an economist.
It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Because these networks got to hang on to the ad revenue. That's all they have. That's all they got. That's all they got. Which is why Big Pharma buys it all.
Yeah, gotta love the drugs. All right, folks. Usually at Future Shock, when we get to the Future Shock segment, it means we are done with everything.
Hey,
That we talked
one
about
more
wrestling.
thing, actually. Well, that's not.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
One
Did
more
you
rant?
watch? No, not a rant. Actually, maybe a little bit. Did you watch Charlotte's Broken Skull?
I did not actually. I'm behind on my Broken Skulls. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah. Watch This Is Awesome too. This Is Awesome's pretty fun.
I do watch This Is Awesome
fun.
sometimes.
It's really fun.
Yeah, they're fun. It's a fun little nostalgia little throwback show.
Yeah.
I do enjoy Charlotte's interviews that I've seen her doing because she is such an almighty righteous bitch on TV. To see that character like stripped away and see like regular her is a breath of fresh air.
I honestly, I watched her on Broken Skull, and in a very, very, very weird way, I pitied her.
Wow.
Like, in a very, very weird way, I felt bad for her. It's just like, your life sounds terrible.
Yeah, her father was Ric Flair.
And what I mean by that, I mean, her career speaks for itself. Like, she's the most successful female wrestler ever, period, by far. And she will be when it's all said and done. She's super consistent. She has led a phenomenal life, but the pressure she puts on herself and the high standards she holds, and how most of her career was just like, I just want people to like me. And it's just like, and you know, the stigma of being Ric Flair's daughter and that whole shadow and all that kind of stuff is just left me thinking, it's like, man, if I had the opportunity to change lives with you right now, I wouldn't do it. I would rather be me than be you with all the success you have.
I mean, think about that. Not only is it the stigma of being Ric Flair's daughter, it's also living with the fact that you are Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah, and I'm not shitting on Charlotte either. This isn't like this is not a knock on Charlotte. It's like, I'm a fan of Charlotte. I'm a big fan of Charlotte. I like Charlotte. Like, as a real person, it's not what I expected from her, like a shoot interview with her. At first, she was super nervous and her answers were short. And Stone Cold did a really good job of making her comfortable. By the end, I thought it could have gone an extra 3 hours.
I mean, I can picture Charlotte as somebody who's naturally nervous, and the character of Charlotte Flair is somebody that's completely different from who the person is. Because it's her. I feel like it's cathartic for her to be Charlotte Flair, but I think it's also her way of sometimes fighting back from everything that she's dealt with, like in her life as Ric Flair's daughter, as living under the shadow of Ric Flair. Do you remember? You remember that crazy segment she did with her father where she slapped him and she berated him?
Yeah, it was great. That felt like she really wanted to get that off her chest.
Do you remember how intense that was?
Yeah, she really wanted to get that off her chest. And, you know, and she said, like, her and Rick argue a lot about, like, creative and her character, but, you know, it comes from a place of love, which I bet. Also, the best part for me of the interview was pretty much when she said, you know, I started my career for Reed, but now I compete for me. Good. And, you know, people can be like, oh, what a bitchy thing to say. And I go, no, you need that. Like, I think Charlotte Ashley, like, she needs something for herself. And the rest of her career, like, you know, I think she's in the best place now than she's ever been.
Because I think she found peace. It's not
she found peace. Like, she's like, I could tell you the moment where I stopped giving a fuck.
Because not only was it being Ric Flair's daughter and living up to all of that hype and fame and expectation and everything that comes with that, she also, like, she was married before.
Twice.
She had twice. Yeah, there were some domestic violence issues that she had to go through as well. And, you know, the diehards know about it. They probably, you know, gave her shit online for that as well. And she finally has found a place of peace. And, you know, she said she does stuff for herself now, and people can take that as bitchy. But, I mean, you're not going to please everybody. It's like when Sasha Banks was on Broken Skull and she was like, I know my worth now. I
yeah, see, that one rubbed me.
That rubbed you the wrong way. I know.
It's like, yeah, I know you do. You don't have any shame showing it. but
I forgot what you
it's good to have that confidence, and it works for her. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Fuck me. What the fuck do I care? It doesn't matter. What the fuck do I matter?
Well, also Sasha didn't have like Ric Flair to like live off of. She had somebody a little bit more cool, calm, and collected, and a lot higher,
and a really cool husband.
Yeah, but also she had Snoop she had Snoop to weave her through what fame gets you.
And they were cousins, right?
Yeah,
it's like cousins is like barely nepotism. It's like only technically nepotism.
Without Snoop, Sasha doesn't become a wrestler. Snoop brought her to her first wrestling event.
Yeah, like my cousins are more my friends than they are my family, and that's a compliment.
And when Sasha said it, she's like, my conversations with Snoop have even changed.
Yeah,
because she's on a different level, and once you become famous, and like I have no idea because I'm not famous. Well, you're not famous either.
Not yet.
You know, I was locally famous for a while around the house bars, but there's a different way that you kind of have to act, but it doesn't change who you are. People say it changes you, but it doesn't really. But it's just a different way that you have to hold yourself. A la like how Derek Jeter held himself as the captain, how Michael Jordan held himself when he was a professional basketball player. You kind of have to hide some things from people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of have to give generic responses.
I thought Michael Jordan did a great job in the Geo documentary too.
Yeah.
He was like, he said, "Trust me, I get it. He gets it. You don't get it."
Yeah,
I get it.
You know, but it's one of those things where you are at a different standard. And you're under a much more scrutinized and criticized microscope than everybody else. That if you don't have that confidence about yourself, you'll get eaten up alive. You know, but also the thing I wanted to harp on too is when Charlotte said. When you said Charlotte seems miserable in the pressure she puts on herself, it's like, what is the price of fame?
Yeah.
What do you have to do to be famous? Like, the way that you were concerned about Charlotte and her person, that's how I got when I listened to the Miz's 24.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that too.
When it was like he put so much pressure on himself to be perfect. You know, especially from the background that he came from. Where he never felt like he was perfect.
He tried so hard and got
so far. And in the end,
it didn't even matter.
You know, and I look back to what Jeter had to do to even remain perfect, or even in the eyes seem perfect, or the Jordan documentary that came out where he was like, listen, I was an asshole because I had to win, because if I didn't win, the media is going to rain on me and try to destroy me. It's not going to destroy you. You know, the first thing they're going to say is, well, how come Michael didn't win the game for the Bulls?
Yeah.
You know, and that's that pressure to be perfect, and that's the price of fame and the price of success. You can say what you want about Charlotte or Sasha or Miz. What they did worked.
Yeah, and she's also really competitive, so that helps
yeah.
too. She's a natural born competitor. Charlotte that is.
Yeah. What they did worked, and you can't knock them for it. Listen, it worked. They're successful for it, and... Say what you want, like.
Hey man, sometimes you can't choose what you're good at. Sometimes you can't choose what works, but you have to go with it.
Yeah, you kind of have to. But I'm happy that you said Charlotte seems like she's in a much better place than when she first started out.
Yeah, and she said her turning point was the Ronda match at Survivor Series, the first one.
Well, you mean when she snapped on Ronda?
Yeah.
Really?
That was her turning point.
I'm surprised at that.
She was also very, very, very frustrated with creative, which surprised me. Like, she was very bald that she was just placed into the WrestleMania 38 event because that pressure. You know what? She feels she didn't deserve it, even though she knows she does.
She didn't technically. I mean, we argued.
That's
about
what I mean. Like she wanted to earn it in kayfabe she wanted to earn it in kayfabe.
I get that's why we all reject it
because
like,
not
kayfabe,
earning it in kayfabe can make people think she didn't earn it in real life, and that she's like, well, she's like, no, fuck. Now people are gonna say I didn't deserve it forever. When clearly, of course she deserved it. Duh, she didn't deserve it for the storyline. She deserved it for the past 6 years prior.
Yeah. I definitely get that. It was just hard to weave in a storyline, and what made it worse is that Vince came out. I was like, she's in, and we were like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those things. So.
Oh, bueno.
Anywho, like I said, we were at the Future Shock, and usually that means we're at the end of a show, but we're not at the end of a show because we have a mystery to solve.
Uh-oh. Like Zoink Scoop!
Zoink Scoop! So we have a mystery to solve. So I don't know if you remember. So the week before, last week or so, this showed up on Raw, and everybody was talking about. No, this right here. Technical difficulties, USA Network stand, but for some reason, out of nowhere, Raw had a streaming issue. And it blacked out the entire thing for some odd reason, and no one really put it together. And then last night, during Austin Theory's segment, you remember this segment when Austin Theory was getting prepared for his match with KO?
Wait, question. When they put that up, that advisory, did the sound cut out too?
Everything was gone.
Everything was just black, and there's a silence.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, that's ballsy.
So as KO was getting ready for his Austin was getting ready for his match with Kevin Owens. I can't speak today.
Good thing you're podcasting.
If you noticed,
Good thing you're podcasting.
Yeah, right. If you noticed, there was a QR code in the back. You see that QR code?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you scan,
it's not really hidden.
Yeah, but I wasn't paying. But if you scan the QR code, it brought you to a website actually.
Ooh. Is it?
Yes, they pulled a trick that Marvel used in the show Moon Knight.
What if it was Austin Theory's sex tape? It's like, see, fuck page 2.
Son of a bitch. But it's a trope they used in Marvel's Moon Knight, where they hid QR codes in the show, and if you scan the QR codes, it brought you to a Moon Knight comic.
Put QR codes in the show. They didn't. That's not hidden at all.
Well, no, in Moon Knight, it was a lot more cleverly hidden. Yeah, this is blatantly obvious. So when you went to the QR code, it brought up these little things here. The first thing it did was...
Here is an Easter egg. Click on it.
So it brought up this feature head thing and those little white rabbit with it. And then as the video went on, it brought you to this hangman, which kind of animated out. And it said, "Who killed the world?" And then it says, "You did." And then at the end of it...
Who killed the world? Girls. Who killed the world? Girls. Who killed the world?
At the end of
girls,
it, it started blinking this letter. These numbers, 9-23.
That's Friday.
That is Friday. That is Friday on SmackDown. What has also come to light is that during live events and during and also during Raw, during commercial breaks, they have been pumping out this White Rabbit song.
What's the White Rabbit song?
They've been playing. It's an old 70s hippie song called White Rabbit.
Let me find this song.
Okay.
Let me find this song.
They've been pumping it out everywhere. So there are a lot of theories to what is the White Rabbit. It's been happening for a couple of weeks.
Jefferson Airplane. Yeah.
What's up?
Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, I know this song.
Yeah. So they've been playing it randomly at house shows in between matches. And they've been playing it, and they played it after Raw.
Okay, can you not hear the song?
I cannot hear it whatsoever.
You cannot hear it?
No, I cannot.
Let me see if I can figure this out.
You're just bobbing your head at the moment.
I am just bobbing my head. Okay, now that's speakers. How about
Yep, nope, nothing.
Wait. No. I give up.
Nope, nothing.
Well, it's playing on the recording.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, this song's super famous. They've been playing this at house shows. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so here's the first theory that came up with the story of the White Rabbit, and I'll bring it up here as well. So with the White Rabbit theory, it says the White Rabbit theories heated up after Raw. If you remember correctly, Bayley pointed out on Raw how Alexa Bliss has recently, quote, lost a step, and immediately after that segment during a commercial break, the White Rabbit song played in the arena. This is happening on Raw this past week. Then, during the main event, if you remember, the main event featured Bliss and Dakota Kai, I believe. The lights flickered on and off.
Is Alexa versus Bayley, yeah.
Alexa Bayley, yeah. Remember at one point they came back from commercial break and the lights flickered on and off? The lights flickered on and off. During this weekend's live events, the two main colors seen while the song was playing was red and purple, two colors that Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss heavily used in recent years. Fans also discovered that the font in the teaser is the same font of Bray Wyatt's old merchandise.
Damn, these guys really went deep. The marks, that is. Like, bro, like obvious Bray Wyatt. Like, stop it.
Well, is it really Bray? Because I know in our own Wrestle Addict Radio Discord, which, hey guys, they did mention that
the bunny
Karrion Kross used to go by the White Rabbit.
Yeah, but he already debuted.
Doesn't matter. There's another theory that comes out. Like, could Bliss and Bray Wyatt be a thing that's coming together? From what I've read, this is a very, very deep secret that not even any of the insiders in WWE know. So it's a very, like, on a need-to-know basis. Like, no one knows except for the most important people that know what's going on. And hopefully it gets revealed this Friday on SmackDown, 9/23.
It is. Everyone knows it's Bray Wyatt. We just don't know how it's Bray Wyatt. Or which Bray Wyatt.
So there's another crazy theory, but I want to bring to your attention, Will.
Okay.
That might blow your mind. I said,
Adam Rose?
No.
Adam Rose is back.
That would be really
No
fun.
way. Is it No Way Jose?
No. That would also be really fucking funny. But I found
Is it Yes Way Pedro?
No. What about is it Adam Rose's bunny? He was a white rabbit. What if the White Rabbit is Bad Bunny? But the other theory is this: it's the Funhouse come to life.
Yeah, I did see that the Karrion Kross, Alexa Bliss, and
what if the Firefly Funhouse, the Cactus come alive? Wyatt's the leader. Huskus, the big pig, was Braun Strowman. Dexter Lumis is Mercy the Buzzard. And then Scarlet is Abby the Witch, and Cross is the White Rabbit.
I did see that. That would be fucking awesome. The problem is, like, two of these people are already in storylines.
Well, that's why, because I think it would be Bray taking over all of WWE.
Like maybe eventually. I don't think they're debuting on Friday. I would say probably eventually.
Well, on Friday you can have Bray team up with Scarlett.
You could have Bray and Braun, like right now, like Cross with Drew. That's a big feud.
It's very true.
And Dexter's with Miz, which is a great feud.
But also, Bray being the White Rabbit or whatever he is, or coming back as the Fiend, you can still tie it all in because this is a wild card.
Maybe it's Keanu Reeves.
Can you imagine? Whoa.
From The Matrix, follow the White Rabbit.
Whoa, on the White Rabbit.
Down the rabbit hole.
I'm heavily intrigued by this because this is a creative way to book a story that I don't think we've ever seen in pro wrestling.
I saw this and I was like, okay, that'd be really cool. That's a pretty crazy group.
Because also, we still don't have any answers to why Dexter's targeting The Miz. We don't know what the Braun's just taking out maximum male models.
Braun's living his best life.
And also, Wyatt could also insert himself into the whole Roman situation, because if you remember correctly, Roman also took out Bray as well.
Yes, he did.
And there's some
Roman needs Roman doesn't need that opponent because he'll beat him and everyone will be mad.
Yeah, but Braun can insert himself with the Roman thing as well, because Braun did beat Roman and kind of killed Braun's career after that.
He did do that. Dexter wants Bussy from The Miz. I beat up a minion.
So I'm intrigued by this. All roads lead to the White Rabbit could be Bray Wyatt. There's also Bad Bunny. There's Adam Rose, or it could be the Rose. Maybe the White Rabbit's Biggie, which would be really ridiculous.
That would be really ridiculous. Besides, he's so I don't know if you remember.
No, yeah, he's still recovering broken leg. It's not Biggie, I think. I really hope creatively that it's all the Funhouse characters come to life.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. That would be wowie. I would just say wowie zowie over and over again. I chanted in my living room.
Because you know what? That would be that is a great way to advance the story.
Dude, this fucking picture. I can't get over it.
Are you still looking at this picture?
I am. So I emailed it to myself. And I'm going to set it at the top back on before I forget.
Taquan, you're an asshole. He says Biggie in a wheelchair leads a stable like Professor X.
Hell yeah. Background. Oh my God. I got to send you a picture of this when we're done.
I can't wait. I don't even know what you're showing me. But
This is probably the greatest thing I've ever done.
Oh my God. I don't know. My only issue
Okay, well, maybe not.
My only issue is if Bray's, the Firefly Funhouse come to life and all of his minions and stuff, could you have a faction with 2 females in it? Because that's also never been done before.
I don't see why not.
Or do Bray and Alexa lead the faction as like the power couple of the group, which would also be very interesting.
Maybe Alexa's not in it, dude.
Maybe Alexa's not in it.
I don't think you need Alexa in it. I think it's a good tease, but that didn't do great. That wasn't great for her career.
Well, kayfabe-wise, Alexa's supposed to be cured from it because she went to therapy.
Yeah, went to therapy. Oh, got him. So it's fucking stupid.
She went to therapy and, her doll and everything, and that's good and stuff, so. I'm going to say
Alexa, what you need is a vibrator.
She got married. Well, yeah, she probably needs a vibrator.
Alexa, shut up. Wrong Alexa. I swear to God that actually happens. It's like, whatever you're doing right now, Alexa, stop it.
That's amazing.
I don't know what you could possibly... I don't know why you're listening for the word vibrator, but stop it right now.
Yeah, Dildo's being sent to your location right now.
I really hope not. I think the default address is my brother, so it's going there.
Oh my God. But yeah, I think it's great. The internet might explode to figure out what happens this Friday. Or it could be just nothing at all, but I think it is going to be something big. And besides, you're about to get into spooky season. Fall's pretty much here. Why not have Bray return during spooky season? It's perfect.
Yeah, it makes sense. Dude, fall is definitely here. It's been gorgeous out.
Yeah, it's the perfect time for this to happen. Well, besides that, yeah, I think the mystery should be solved, but who knows? Who knows? So that's all we have for this week on the show. Paige is all... What? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I read that? Mr. Fretz, are you serious right now? All right.
Wait, you say, Paige is all elite? No, she means Hangman Adam Page.
Do you mean Soraya Knight? Is all elite. She's on Dynamite. In the crowd, Fretz? Or like... Is she in the crowd?
Did she get a graphic? A graphic?
Is she in the ring? Is she like on the ramp?
Is she scissoring Britt Baker, Fretz? We need to know this. Is she getting scissored, Daddy?
Let us know, Fretz. You are our eyes in the sky, essentially.
Eye in the sky, Fretz. Type faster, damn it.
You're in Canada, though you're not actually in New York.
She signed it. She signed it seems in ring.
Is she going to wrestle? Is that neck healed? I'm very surprised at this, especially if she's wrestling.
I'm a little surprised.
I'm a little surprised as well if Paige legitimately is back. Because I really thought that she would want to come back in WWE, but hey, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, you don't want to wrestle Ronda Rousey or Charlotte or Bianca Belair,
or
you got to wrestle Britt Baker and Jake Hader.
You don't want to come back to a more credible women's division, or something.
Have fun wrestling Toni Storm.
I mean, I don't blame her for wanting to wrestle Tony. If it gets me a butt to the face, I'm all about it.
You want to main event WrestleMania? All right,
yeah.
Fine. You say so.
Yeah. Your one WrestleMania appearance when you beat the Bella Twins was enough for you? Like, that's literally her only WrestleMania match.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. Have fun with Marina Shafir. Good job,
dude,
Saquon.
2 years too early, Paige was.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. She doesn't want to reclaim PCB for herself. Oh man, I mean, I felt more bad when they started focusing. When I felt bad for AJ Lee, because
I was just thinking this. I don't think she would have gotten over today.
AJ,
I think she'd be too small. I don't think there's people who are better than her on the roster now.
Understandable.
Like if AJ was a product of her time.
Yes,
she was great. She was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
But people now is better.
Fair, and I think it's one of those things like without AJ, you don't get the Charlottes, the Sashas, the Beckys.
Oh, for sure. No,
she's a catalyst.
She laid the foundation. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but she was lucky she wrestled when she did.
Understandable. So I guess Saraya Knight is all elite. Yay. Cool. Good for you. I hope you're happy, Paige.
I'm glad he paid for that instead of a merch store.
Hope you're happy, Paige. We'll see if you can help out that floundering division as it is. But anywho, until then, folks, well, would you care to give me that outro and stop eating fried chicken?
Chicken's pretty good.
I can't be bad. It's fried chicken. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 309, The White Rabbit. I am the Black Bunny here, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitch, on Discord. Like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews, especially on this video and or on this audio as well, because it really helps get the word out there about all of the great stuff that we do each and every week. And if you're listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio and subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio wherever you get all and listen wherever you listen to all of the podcasts. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else on the social media. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below. I think we have figured out the mystery of the White Rabbit. We still haven't figured out the mystery of why Will loves the black and white photo of Rhea Ripley
I think
and
it's the
Dominic
white balance.
It might be the white balance, but who knows? All the answers should be revealed on 9/23 this Friday on SmackDown. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Will, what do you got for me?
I'm looking at it right now. It's my desktop background on a 55-inch TV.
You're ridiculous.
I'm gonna be staring at the Dominic's eyes until dawn, trying to figure out what the fuck Rhea is whispering in his ears. And it might just be. But I'm Will Tashuk, Dees and Thomas, ARASHUK. A lot of crazy things coming from me. I gotta start producing my How to Start a Podcast series. So, audio, video. I am almost done with pre-production. I just gotta start recording and then start editing. So it's gonna be a 10-part series. So I have a lot of fucking work to do.
Have fun with that.
Dees and Thomas, ARASHUK. Talking Tashuk will still be released weekly, hopefully. Either these episodes or Unknown to Unnamed Nonsense live from Cube Recording Studios on Mondays. So, Ricky, if you're available on Mondays, we can get you in probably next week or the week after.
I'm available Mondays. You've been trying to get me in for like 4 months now.
I know. I'll pick a Monday. So it'll be fun. Can't wait.
I cannot wait either. I'm sitting on the edge. I'm on the edge of my seat, thinking about when I can get on the show. Until then, folks, when we come back next week, hopefully Kay will have their voice back. Hopefully we'll figure out who the White Rabbit is. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kay doesn't have their voice back, because for some reason whatsoever, the fact that the White Rabbit returned made Kay lose their voice again. But we won't know until next week, until we get to episode 310. So until then, folks, goodbye, good night. And the one person the White Rabbit is not is Slack. Just fuck you, Slack.
It's Edge again. New gimmick.
Yeah, my God, no, please. Robert Half's like, no, I wouldn't. Fuck you, Slack. We'll see you next week, folks.